You're listening to the Cashology podcast by FNBO, a place dedicated to helping you become more financially savvy every day. It's a little like school, but your only homework is living your best financial life. I'm your host, Justin, and class is now in session. Have you ever considered becoming a landlord? Maybe you've inherited a home, maybe you have a starter home, you're moving, and instead of selling, you're thinking about renting it out. Whatever the reason, rental properties can be a good source of passive income for savings or retirement and a way to build your net worth. But there's a lot more to it than collecting a monthly check. It has to be approached with your eyes wide open. Welcome and thanks for listening to the Cashology podcast, hosted by your guide on the path to financial savvy, Justin. In today's episode, I reached out and talked to one of our very own mortgage loan originators, Gabe Copen. Gabe has been at FNBO for going on 5 years, and he's been in the mortgage area ever since. Gabe lives in Omaha, Nebraska, and actually owns just a couple of rental properties. So we felt Gabe was a great resource to reach out to and provide some really great tips and things to consider if you're interested in renting out your house. So I really hope you enjoy this episode. I know I did. And as always, if you like this episode, please give us a like and subscribe. We love to get the following, love the ratings, and then leave us a comment also. We want to make sure we're delivering relevant and meaningful content to you. So drop a comment on what you'd like to hear, what you enjoyed about podcast. So with that, after you've given us a like and subscribe, go ahead. I hope you enjoy the conversation I got to have with Gabe. He was a great guest, and I think there's a lot of great tips in this episode if you're looking to rent your home. Thanks. Gabe, I know the real estate market has been crazy for a few years now. What about rentals?
Right now, homes are still selling quickly because there are more buyers than homes for sale. Rental properties are also getting snatched up quickly because low inventory plus higher interest rates are forcing potential buyers to continue renting.
Sounds like good news for real estate investors and landlords. So I guess speaking of landlords, is it that unusual to become a landlord? How many people are doing this, renting space out?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot more people are landlords than anyone might guess. In fact, more than 10 million Americans earn income from rental properties. Mom and pop landlords own over 20 million rental units, and most single property landlords purchased the home as their primary residence and then later transitioned it to a rental property. Some manage their own properties, some just own it and let a property management company handle all the details. The learning curve can be immense. State and local ordinances, leases and legal agreements, rent, security deposits and late fees, repairs and maintenance, tenant rights. Winging it is never a good idea, which is why I encourage people to engage a property management company. They're easy to find and they actually don't cost that much.
Man, yeah, even that list you rattle off, I definitely agree. So if people do decide to go the easy route, what can they expect their costs to be?
Typically, here's how it works. A property manager is going to charge you two ways. Half the first month's rent for finding, screening, and selecting your tenant, and then anywhere from 5 to 10% of the rent each month. So let's say you're getting $2,000 a month in rent. They take half of that first month's rent, and then they take anywhere from $100 to $200 of the monthly rent thereafter. They'd receive and process rental payments and then direct deposit the remaining balance into your account every month. Assuming a 5% fee by the end of the year, they charge $2,200. And you'd receive $21,800 in rental income roughly, but it's worth it. And if your tenant renews year to year, you avoid that upfront fee for screening and selecting the tenant.
But you'd still have other expenses, right?
Absolutely. Repairs and maintenance, you pay for that. A new garage door opener, a plumbing problem, replacing the air conditioner. The property manager has a team to take care of those things, but you still pay the costs, which are deducted from your rental income each month. Depending on how new the house is, what kind of shape it's in, this can be nominal. Then you'd pay the property taxes separately on your own. And you need a landlord's insurance policy for the house.
A landlord's insurance policy, right. What's that?
You don't want to stick with your homeowner's policy. You'd want to switch to a landlord policy. It's going to be cheaper because it only insures the property and not the contents of the property. So your tenant should get and pay for renter's insurance to cover their property within the dwelling.
Got it. So we have repairs and maintenance, landlord insurance policy. What about other things like utilities?
Utilities are typically put in the renter's name and they pay their own utility bills. Same with anything else like internet access or cable TV. The renter pays.
Got it. And you recommend a property manager, right?
Yes. Your mortgage loan officer can recommend one, or you can research them online and interview a few. They know the state and local ordinances and restrictions. They have contracts and leases ready to go. They can spot good tenants and help you avoid bad tenants. The tenant will really never even know who you are. So you'll earn income and your property will only increase in value. So if you ever decide to sell, you'll be selling in the future at a higher price. One last thing though, ask your property manager about state rules on property inspections. You'll want to walk through the property with your property manager once a year or twice a year, depending on state rules. If you see issues about upkeep, list them and give them to your property manager. They'll resolve them for you with the tenant.
Wow. Thank you so much, Gabe. You gave us a lot of great information, and I think you have a great background. So really appreciate you taking the time talking with me about kind of renting out your house. If there's a listener out there, they kind of resonated with what you're saying, they want to reach out to you, how could they do that?
They can find me by going to my website and looking us up at www.fnbo.com/mortgage. They could search for Gabe Copen under the list of lenders. They could reach me at 402-602-5866, or they could email me at gkopun@fnbo.com.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Gabe. We'll make sure we get your contact information in the show notes here. And thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, Justin.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Podcasts are for informational purposes only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations. When making decisions about your financial situation, consult a financial professional for advice. Podcasts are not regularly updated and information may become outdated. Deposit products are offered by First National Bank of Omaha, member FDIC. Investment products are not FDIC insured, not a deposit or other obligation of the bank, not insured by any federal government agency, not guaranteed by the bank, may lose value. The Cashology Podcast, copyright First National Bank of Omaha.